I've heard several things said about Mowaa, Royal Museum, and it's really unfortunate that people who should know better are the ones driving this. What I see today is a combination of hatred, envy, particularly from my uh, predecessor in office, and almost ignorance and incapacity from my successor. Otherwise, it is total. This whole thing about Mowaa is totally unnecessary. Unnecessary. Something that should give us pride is now something of shame to us. When we came in 2017 as part of our 6-point agenda, and go and look at those documents, right? We talked about institutional reforms. We talked about social and economic development. We talked about protecting our environment. We talked about infrastructure. And then we are the only people I can remember who saw culture as a strategic plan for economic development. So from day one, our government saw that we had a unique advantage that we could sell as Edo people, which is our culture. And from that time, we did everything. We had a plan, a strategic plan on how to now make Edo recognized as the cultural hub of West Africa.
Finally, my people, former governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, the interview with Abat Obaze, im come talk about this Mowaa matter when dey happen. Una know na, this Mowaa and Benin Royal Museum dey cause a lot of gbasgbos, a lot of chaos among the Edos. Una know say na Godwin Obaseki na im start the foundation. Na im know the reason why dem name am Mowaa. Make I leave una make una hear tori as Abat begin dey ask am some questions wey dey bother the Edos. And also make una abeg subscribe to my YouTube channel, Edoblog Gist TV.
I took 6 questions from your supporters that have been sending questions directly.
What about those who do support me?
And
I also want to hear from them.
yes, no, I've told my team to also take questions from the comment section. So we are going to rush this first set, then the second set, we are going to take the second set from the comment section. Your Excellency, I bet me I don't send their wish caucus. And the question I find where Silver put so. Okay, I'm going to get it. Yeah, it's here. Okay. Ooh, okay. This is my first question to you. 365 days after government, what have you been occupying yourself with since you left government house?
Well, thank you, Albert. Yes, yesterday marks exactly 12 months, 365 days since we finished. And I can't say anything without first thanking Edo people again. Thanking them for the opportunity to serve for the 8 years I served. It is a rare opportunity. It's one I'm grateful to God for, and I'm grateful to the people of Edo State. And I know between me and my God, I gave my best and I gave my all to Edo State. I knew a day would come when I would no longer be governor, so I'd always planned for that day. So once I stopped being governor 12 months ago, I felt it was time to begin to focus and take care of myself, my health, and many things I could not, focus on or handle the 8 years I was in office. So the last 12 months, I've taken time to just check my health. And thank God, things have been good. For the first time in almost 20 years, my blood pressure is now regular. And
wow.
I also took time, as I told you, I got a fellowship in Oxford University, the Rhodes Trust and the Harris Manchester College gave me a fellowship that just gave me an opportunity to sit back and just reflect on my time in office and to just unwind and prepare myself for life after office.
Yes.
Yeah, the first phase of that finished in July. And, out of that, I've taken time out to begin to reflect on what to do with myself post-office.
Okay.
One of the things that I have come up with is to document my experience in office, to write books, particularly on achievements, policy implications of what we did, so that those coming after me can learn from what we did, what we achieved, mistakes we made, so that they can correct, they can have the experience not to fall into the same, or to be able to overcome some of the issues that challenged us while we were in office. So those, I'm getting the manuscripts for those books ready now. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of research. That has kept me very, very busy. I think for every leader, for everybody who has had the opportunity to serve, it is important that you share your experience with people, particularly those who will come after you, so that they can also learn and not make the kind of mistakes they shouldn't make, but also build on what you have achieved. That is what we don't do much of in Africa, and that's one of the things I am just emphasizing. That I'm writing on education, what we met, what we did, the challenges we faced, and what we achieved. We're looking at a variety of other policy areas, how we mobilize young people, how jobs, focus on jobs. We're looking at culture, how we use culture as a basis for economic transformation. We're looking at the civil service reforms. Those are the things I want to emphasize before talking about politics. Eventually I'll write about my memoirs about my activities in politics in Nigeria, but that's not immediate. Let me just first, before I forget, gather my documents together, gather my papers together, and begin to write and put together my thoughts on how things can be better for our people.
Your Excellency, that is a good one, and I'm very sure that our people watching today are going to learn from you. From my experience and the few times I've spent with you, Your Excellency, there's no minute I spend with you that I don't learn. That's why sometimes when we have a private discussion, I say, Your Excellency, this is I'm digesting. Why don't we just make it public so others can also digest the same thing? Because I enjoy speaking from you and I learn from you. Your Excellency, my question number 2. It appears that all the new government in Edo has done in the last 1 year, Your Excellency, you are a politician, a technocrat, you can't talk politician. So I want you to respond to this question. Beg. It appears all that the new government in Edo has done in the last 1 year is to talk about you and your time in office. They talk about you in the morning, afternoon, evening, Obaseki, 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 Obaseki. How does that make you feel? That you have served the people? It is as if you are still in Usadebe, because newspapers Obaseki, ITV, EBS, everywhere Obaseki, streets Obaseki. How does that make you feel, sir?
Well, before I answer that question, I will say that, sometimes you just find yourself in a situation you just thought you never imagined will be. I thought that 1 year after office, we would be building on what I left behind. You see, the purpose of politics is to get political power. And in the process of politicking, you go into contests with other people and ideas. And if you are lucky or you get into office, then you now have the power to use, you now have the politics has now given you the power to now set out to do what you had hoped to accomplish. So the purpose of politics is to get power. And the purpose of power is to use it either for good or evil. Political power can be very transformational. You can use political power to bring people from nothing to greatness. You can also use political power to bring great things and rubbish them. And unfortunately, in Edo State, I have not seen us use political power to lift our people from where they are to the next stage. I'm not sure what they're doing, but what I've heard and what I've seen in the last 1 year hasn't been what I had hoped for. I had hoped that anybody in office, in power, political power, anywhere, including Edo State, will use that power to better the lots of their people. And one way to is to, look at what you have met, look at the good things in what you've met, and build on those good things. The ones that you think are not good enough, you repair them. Because the whole goal is to make progress, is to move forward. When I got into office as governor, I looked around Edo State. I saw projects which Governor Gomudia could not complete. I saw things which Governor Ali had initiated and he could not. I saw projects that Governor Benedion had worked on. I saw projects my immediate successor in office had also worked on. The ones that I felt had potential, I built on. I refurbished, rebuilt schools that Gomudia had, initiated. I looked at the plans Ali left behind. So, and all of this helped us make progress. So I was hoping that the people who take over from me would also build on what we have done. And whether you like it or not, it is just not possible for a government, for everything you've done as a government to be bad. Take education, for instance. When we came into office, we had our priorities. We said 6 key priorities, 6 key pillars, which we focused on for 8 years. And whatever you have to say, just look at independent comments, independent analysis, not within Edo, outside, internationally. Our education reform, our public education system, our basic education system is highly rated globally. I would have expected that the next administration will build on it, not destroy it. Because in any case, what is the purpose of government? What is the purpose of politics? What is the purpose of governance? Is it not people? Is it not about the people? In a country where the majority of people are young people, should the emphasis not be on them, on how to give them a better life? The issue of the government, how government runs, the public service, the civil service, we did our best to see how we can get it started again. Archive records, retrain civil servants, computerize the operations. I mean, something to build on. Why? It helps anybody. It should help the people in government. It shouldn't be. You don't play politics with things that can assist you and assist the community, society. Look at the issue of the physical space. The physical environment. What we met. CDAs, the community. Voice in the community. Look at what we had to bring some order, mapped the state, introduce DIS, so that you can give people proper title to their land and give a basis for people to now have assets on which to now build on. Security. And that is where sometimes I just do not understand. Because the main purpose of any government is to secure the lives and property of its citizens. So if government cannot protect you, then what is the basis of having that government? We did a lot of work because Edo is peculiar because of the location of Edo. We are like a junction state. People must pass through. It's a very difficult place to secure. We made a lot of investments. We got support from our people, from communities, and we were able to reduce significantly the incidence of insecurity in our state. We built a new architecture, worked with the federal security agencies, built command and control centers, introduced technology to track crime. The security information database, which we left behind, I do not know why they didn't build on it. Because without that database, you'll be able to review, incidents and take proactive action. So, I can go on and on and on. We had left something. Even if you say it wasn't a state of the art, it wasn't ideal, why not build on it? Because if you build on it, it will make your life and work easier. In today's world, 2 critical initiatives, assets which the whole world is pursuing today is technology. People are building data centers And you can't build data centers without electricity.
Mm.
Look at the initiative of trying to get people to come and invest in electricity in Edo. Why kill it? You need it. Obaseki is out. I'm here in Europe. I'm here in America. There's electricity where I am. So if you're not happy with one, why not add another? Why destroy what you've met? Even if it is going to help you. We've built fiber optic networks around the state. Every local government is connected via fiber optic cables. You need it to govern. So I'm confused. It's confusing me.
It's confusing you too.
I'm confused, honestly. I don't understand why. You will not do something to help yourself, help the people. So, so to answer your question, I'm not a happy person. I'm not happy with what I see. I just see that, that where, more than even when I was in office, things are a lot more difficult for our people. I get calls every day. People can't feed. People don't feel safe. There's too many kidnappings. And, I thought we had gone through some of these challenges before and we have put in place, what can be done. And I would hope that people coming after us will read and learn from some of the things we've done to just reduce the pain on our people.
Your Excellency, that's my third question, Your Excellency. Because recently I was having an interaction with you, I think in Torino. I asked you this question. I said, Your Excellency, each time I see, sometimes me say they pity you, Your Excellency. I asked you this question in Torino, Italy. I said, Your Excellency, how do you feel seeing what you built? Like these guys are deliberate to wipe out anything Obaseki built. You told me, you said, well, yeah. You told me, you said, well, you have tried to reach out to some people that you believe are still close to the system and say, why destroy? Why not build on these things? But you said it's just a phase that if they destroy, we will build. Now, my question to you is as if since you made that comment, they are now on a destruction spree. So usually, what do we need to do now to own and defend and protect those legacy projects?
I get a lot of comments from our people, and I think we must now begin to sensitize our people that except they step up, because a lot of the work that was done was not for me or members of my cabinet as individuals. We did it for the people. When we build the roads, when we build a system in place, when we reform the civil service, it is to serve the people. So the people must realize and understand that it's about them. And anybody who is in charge must work for them. We as a government try to work for our people. So except the people think and believe that what is going on now is okay, then they can accept it. But if they feel it's not okay, then they should fight back. Because it's their money. These people should ask questions and fight back. How can you just look at how much has been allocated, they received in terms of allocation this year? It's more than double what we used to get. So you ask them, what are you using this money for? When you spend money just buying only vehicles, for what purpose? How does that educate our children? How does that make our healthcare system better? The people must ask questions and fight back. Because if they don't, they will be the ones that will suffer the most at the end of the day. You suffer the people. So if people don't fight, you won't encourage those who want to come and help in future.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube, we are streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook, and we have almost 3,000 people watching. Please, some of you have been mounting serious pressure on me to bring the former governor to address you. And like I said to one of my friends, I said maybe we appeal to Heishi today, maybe to make this live interaction maybe quarterly or once in 6 months, twice a year, because the people are hungry to continue to hear from you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have almost 3,500 people watching. Please, let's take these views to 5,000 people watching, please, because the issues in Edo today, Edo has become something that we never envisaged. In fact, anywhere I go now, sometimes I want to identify as an Ijoma or an Igboma, because anywhere you just mention Edo, they say, oh, now get that going to go school, now get that going to read budget, now road, we don't let it pass now road go data, we don't let it pass now road go here again. So it's embarrassing. So guys, please hit the share button, share this video. Let's get more people to join. Yes, let's see. My third question is this: what is this hoopla about Mowaa? Like, you brought a lot of legacy projects. Let's say you did a lot, but why Mowaa? Are we changing Edo now to Mowaa State? What's this thing about Mowaa? And who get Mowaa? I don't want to use English for this one. Who get Mowaa? Now Godwin Obaseki get Mowaa.
But human beings. Now, as you go do something, as you see something, that's what you expect other people go be.
Yes.
Right. So you need to understand, start from that standpoint. So when you see someone, when they say anything, if you do something for other people, if you do good for society, anything when you do, go say, you're supposed to do it for himself. So when that certain person or those kind of people see something like that, they'll say, oh no, no, it's not possible. How somebody go just all this money come, he just use them for the people to build this kind of thing. No, it's not possible. It must get angled. But it will get reason why they do, and wait till we will find out what in your own interest be. So that is the starting point. Like I said, government, the purpose of government is to serve people, to deliver what you call public goods, not private. Because the money you are using belongs to the people. It is wrong. It's a wrong notion that you come into government to just make money for yourself or for your family, for a few friends. That was the challenge I had in my 80s, to try and explain that to people, whether they are political friends, family, foes, to say, look, the money here is not even enough. We have too many challenges, and this money should be used to begin to address our problems so we can make progress, so that we can grow this economy, so that more people can be lifted out of poverty. Because if you chop the yam seed, there will be no harvest. So when people in government do not understand that, whether it is federal, state, or local government, the money that comes there is for you to use to improve the lots of your people. Until that culture changes, people will not understand. We will not be able to make the kind of progress we need to make. I've heard several things said about Mowaa, Royal Museum, and it's really unfortunate that people who should know better are the ones driving this. What I see today is a combination of hatred, envy, particularly from my predecessor in office, and almost ignorance and incapacity from my successor. Otherwise, it is totally, this whole thing about Mowaa is totally unnecessary. Unnecessary. Something that should give us pride is now something of shame to us. When we came in 2017 as part of our 6-point agenda, and go and look at those documents, right? We talked about institutional reforms. We talked about social and economic development. We talked about protecting our environment. We talked about infrastructure. And we are the only people I can remember who saw culture as a strategic plan for economic development. So from day one, our government saw that we had a unique advantage that we could sell as Edo people, which is our culture. And from that time, we did everything. We had a plan, a strategic plan on how to now make Edo recognized as the cultural hub of West Africa. That is why in 2017, after I got into office, and which is so, it's very sad what is going on now. Because the palace, the Obaidiawa, had a foresight to set up a team that started negotiating, talking about the return of our artifacts. For more than 25 years before I got into office, these conversations were going on. And when I became governor, I asked, why are we not making the progress we're making? The federal government and the palace were the ones at that time. And I said, no, the state government wants to be involved because Abuja is very far away. And the palace, with all due respect, is not a government. They don't have that also. So let us come in and intervene between the palace, and the federal government in these conversations. And we joined. We joined the Benin Dialogue Group, which was a group of curators, curators in Europe who are holding, Benin artifacts. So between 2017 and 2019, we attended the meetings, tried to understand what the issues were, and we started addressing their concerns. I remember specifically in October 2018, I attended in Lisbon a meeting of the Benin Dialogue Group with members of the National Museum and Monuments and representatives of the Palace of the Benin, led by Professor Gregory Akenzwa. And at that meeting, I told them that, okay, fine, if you are concerned about returning these works, can we address those concerns? Oh, what is concern number one? The works are very fragile. They are, we don't want. We're careful. We don't know how you handle them. We say no problem. We will work with you to build facilities at home, to preserve and manage this project the same way you managing these objects. Oh, okay. Who do we return them to when we come? I say, how are you? There's a government. When you took when you sold these artifacts, there was no Nigeria at that time. Now you have Nigeria. So you just with the Nigerian government. So at no point in time did Edo State government say they wanted artifacts, or I said no. It was just to facilitate the process so that we can get some of these items back and then use them to attract people to our state, to say we have something unique which the world recognizes. So in 2019, and then after that meeting, I said, look, we cannot be discussing these objects in Europe all the time. All of you come to Benin. And by the time you come, we will got ourselves together. We will please get ready so that you can see how you can cooperate with us. I came back, I reported the meeting to Father Monoba Nedu, and I explained what was going on. And he said, in 2019, the curators all came to Benin. They met in Benin and we showed them the plans and they gave us ideas on what we should do. Unfortunately, 2020, there was COVID. Thank God, COVID, the Black Lives Matter movement that happened during COVID. By 2021, there was this whole mass movement about, things affecting Black people globally. So that encouraged and supported our call for the return of those works. As part of our strategy, we said, look, we have to first create the enabling environment to support art and culture. And you can see what we did. If it's Survival Creative Hub, was it not abandoned warehouses of Observer? What did you do with it?
Transformed it.
The Oba Cultural Center was saying idle for years. I've been given to the palace. I said, no, please, let us pay you back and let us bring it so that we can use it to encourage, drama, acting, which it was originally designed for. And I don't know whether you still have it. There's a plan for, the whole cultural district as part of the Benin master plan.
Yes, I have it. Yes, it's on the screen, sir.
Okay, that is the Benin master plan, part of the Benin master plan, the cultural district for the Benin master plan. And if you look at it, right, it was supposed to be a plan that would redefine the city center, right?
Yes.
Do you redefine the city center? You had the institute with the Mowaa Institute. You have the Rainforest Gallery. You have the 1897 Memorial. You have the National Museum. You have the Royal Museum. All of these have been planned for.
Yes, you mean the Royal Museum is in this plan?
Look at number 2. If you look at it in the legend, number 2 is the Royal Museum. Because Obama at that time told me that he had acquired the land across from the palace, which he wanted to use for that palace, for that museum. And in the 2022 budget, I will, in our annual budget, we put money to support culture. And I said, well, we're going to, just as we've contributed, if you come up with a good plan to work with government on culture, we will support. That's why we supported Mowaa, we support the National Museum, we support, any activity that will promote and boost Edo as a cultural hub. You recall, we introduced the whole idea of the Edo Film Festival.
Yes.
You attracted Nollywood to Edo because as a people, we're very, very creative people. So our culture is just not only about our bronze works, it's about us as a people. And that is what we wanted to show to the world. So with Mowaa, we were able to show foreign institutions, the British Museum, the Berlin Museum, that we had the capacity, the governance arrangement, that if they worked with us, we'll be able to build something that approximates to what they have in their country. And they will have no reason not to trust us to bring some of those items back home to us. And they were quite excited to support us. So I really do not understand why we have all of this, this crisis. It's totally, totally unnecessary.
Look at it. Yes. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
No. What I heard is very, very shameful of people. You had visitors, people who have never been to Edo before, come in. Edo's like trying to take over the whole issue of art from Lagos. People finish from ArtEx and you're supposed to come to Edo. And this is all supposed to be preparatory to what with celebrations over Christmas. Bringing in visitors. And then people who don't go and attack them. Why? For what purpose? So even if it is even true that something wrong was done, is that the response? How can you attack visitors on your land? In today's age, people still behave like that. Edo people, I know, it's really sad. Really, really sad. I don't think we understand the damage that has been done to us as a people. It cannot be about Obaseki. It cannot be about Mowaa. People are in charge of that place. There's a government. How can a government allow this kind of thing happen? President Tinubu is facing major diplomatic challenges. How does this help him? I think we need to retrace our steps. We're taking this politics too far.
Yes, Jesse. One of the areas that I want us to touch on this more, yes, let's see, is the narrative out there that the plan for Mowaa was originally Benin Royal Museum. That you changed it from Benin Royal Museum to Edo Museum of West Africa at Mowaa. Later, you removed the E. Now, what we have is Museum of West Africa Act. Can you clear this part? Because this is where our people are really getting sentimental. Like, you said you were going to build museum for Oba, you not build. You said you want to build Edo museum, you not build. Now you come turn out to private museum. That you took what is supposed to be Oba to build a private museum.
Well, first and foremost, I think it is wrong, very, very wrong. The role of Edo State, the government under my watch, was clear. There are certain things we said we would do, and there's a certain way we did the things we said we would do. Building museum is not a priority for the state government. I cannot take money to build schools to educate children to go and build museum. What I will do is to use that money, create an environment, and those people who know how to build museums, who can raise money to build museums, I will collaborate with them to build the museums in my place. Right?
Yes.
Mowaa, for instance. Mowaa has raised over how much? 30 million euros. Because I don't still have that kind of money to put in a museum. So why would I say I want to go and build a museum? If I have that kind of money, I won't use it to build museums. I use it to build schools. I use it to build technical colleges. But if someone says, look, I can raise this amount of money, but we want you to show that you are going to support, that you will support this initiative. Give us land. Give us a supportive environment. Put some small counterpart money to show an interest, so that tomorrow if we come, it's not only our money that will, I think they knew this kind of thing will happen. We do that. The National Museum, even the federal government this state government, did they not take money to go and support UBTH? It's not a federal institution. Do they own
Yes.
it?
Mm-mm.
Did they change the name?
No.
I mean, so when people talk like that, they just nonsense. It's absolute ignorance. At no point in time did we say that. We carry the palace along. And then we say, look, we will have more say. If we have something which represents the federal government, state government, and the palace, they see us as united. As we're dealing with these Oyibo people, they will see us as one. And they won't have any excuse. And this Oyibo, they try to play divide and rule. Many of them don't want to return these items. So they will be looking for cracks. And I knew this. That's why I said, look, let's all come together. Let's set up a trust. Let the National Museum be there, Edo State government, and the palace. That's what we started with. Said, palace, nominate, please give us a nominee, give us a trustee. Government will put a trustee. National Museum put a trustee. You foreign museums, bring your trustees. That's what we had. I suggested the Crown Prince, gave him a letter. He took it to his father. His father gave him his blessings, and he became a trustee of the trust.
Please, 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir. Because listening to our monarch, the Oba of Benin, he actually lambasted the song, like that.
I don't want to get. I don't want to get into that. I want to tell you what I know.
No, I'm going somewhere. And this part is very, very. You need to clear this part. He said
Yes.
You brought a letter. That the song was excited. That you brought a letter. That you actually wanted him to sign the letter so you can have the artifact.
No, it is not true. That is not a correct narrative. Whoever said that is not true, and I'm not sure the monarch would have said that. Because what happened is, you see, we had to set up a non-charitable trust. When you are dealing with foreigners, they're going to be putting money. They want to see transparency. They want to see, understand, this is donations, but they just want to make sure that they can see through the money they brought in. And say, fine, we will also show them that we are straightforward and open people. So we'll join you and set up this trust. And so, okay, when you set up a trust, you have trustees.
Yes.
Right? It's okay. Federal government, please nominate a trustee. State government, nominate a trustee. Palace, nominate a trustee. You foreign donors, nominate trustees. That was at that point. She wrote. I said, okay. Being a young, very intelligent man who, I'm quite. Let the Crown Prince represent. Have you be the trustee from the palace? And give him a letter. Appoint him as I gave him a letter, suggesting him as trustee. And if there was no objection. There was absolutely no objection to become a trustee. That's all. And this was just a trust for setting up this institution. And so at the point, when at a certain point, that all this misinformation, I will just call it misinformation, became so high. And when the young man, we all went to Germany to the Humboldt Museum. That was where this whole thing had hit its peak. And I don't know what happened internally, and the monarch was not happy. But we've tried to appeal to say, look, this is what it is. And they then said, no, they didn't want to be part of that trust. I said, okay, if you don't want to be part of that trust, what do you want? He wants to have his own royal museum. I said, no problem. We will support. The more the merrier. And I understand that he then acquired land opposite the palace.
Yes, remember.
And we then said, we will contribute. A committee was set up. And it's very intriguing because I've not heard from any member of that committee. Their meetings, what they decided, how they decided, what the cost of the museum was going to be, the plans, the drawings, because before we even gave the approval of land or support to Mowaa, we demanded for all of these documents. Mowaa is not my own. Just like many of the other things we invested in are not ours. But as long as it was going to be bringing good to Edo State and supporting and growing the economy of Edo State, it was incumbent that the government should support them. Government money alone cannot develop the states. In every part, government money is just a lever, just what you use to leverage monies from the citizens. Government does not have more money than the people.
Just at what point did it change from a Mowaa to Mowaa? And why?
As far as I'm concerned, I am not on the trust of the, I'm not a trustee of Mowaa, right? My role as government is to support institutions. What they call it, whether it is Mowaa or something else, what is my business about that? Is it my own? That's their own internal decision. If you say, okay, it is Royal Museum today, or no, it is now Oba Museum tomorrow, what is my own? Whatever you call your the important thing is the objective. You say this is what you want to do, and we agree with it, and we'll support you. When they said to me, oh, they wanted a museum of West African arts, because I understand. I thought it was great because the Benin Empire was, expanded. It was not only Benin City, it sprawled through to as far as Ghana, to modern day Ghana. And for me, if you think about it from a marketing standpoint, globally, it makes sense. Someone in America, someone in Australia, who understand that, oh wow, there's this museum that represents West Africa in a place called Benin City, right? So it makes sense to me that, look, wait a minute, rather than being small and just constraining ourselves to one, to Edo or Benin, make it look expansive so that you can attract more interest, attract more resources to it. Is it not? The important thing is that it is located in Edo State.
In Edo State.
The benefits are going to be enjoyed most by Edo people. So whether you call it Mowaa or Mowaa, what difference does it make?
Just let's see. What can you just take us maybe in few minutes the what Edo people stand to gain? Because what these opposition guys are trying to do, I think the only ministry or department the current government is funding in Edo today is communication, social media, to misinform the people. I don't hear much about education, agriculture, health, power. What they just do every day is media and buying of vehicles that they don't need. They are not saying that, that our land, the land is worth 11 billion. Hey, our money, not be Edo people get down. Not be Edo people get down. Just let's see. What is the benefit of Edo's? Not Benin. Edonia, the three senatorial districts. What is our benefit in this massive investment?
First, that somebody in the world will take almost 30, in fact, about $50 million and come and invest in your land. How many people, how many states, how many communities can attract that kind of investment in Nigeria today? With that investment being there, our plan, if you look at the strategic plan, we expect if you, as Edo, have 500,000 people, just even start 100,000 people every year that just come to say they're coming to come and see this museum, see what is there, participate, and each of them spends 10,000 or 100,000 naira. How much is that?
That's huge.
They will come. Will they not eat?
Yes, sir.
Will they bring their food?
No.
Will they not stay in hotels?
Yes, sir.
Will they not go around and spend money and buy things?
Yes.
Just take this event that this hoodlums went to disrupt. I understand that almost every hotel room in Benin City was booked for that event.
Right.
How much would they have earned for just that weekend alone? All the taxi drivers, Uber drivers, Eagle Streets, art makers, cafes, restaurants,
boutiques. But they will need clothes.
They will need clothes. See how much that would have come in just one weekend. Then they would have gone, told their friends. See, that is how it would have started building up. So that you don't have another economy that is not dependent on oil allocation from Abuja. The money they will come and spend, the tax you will receive, will be local revenue. Do you know how many countries in this world depend on just tourism revenue? How does it happen? This is one of the things that could lead to that. We're looking for jobs. When they come in, you have young men and women going around showing people things. Look at the injection into your economy. And that original capital is not even your money. I think we're more than this. We should have advanced beyond where we are now. This is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable that even any Edo person can open their mouth to justify what happened last weekend. I'm ashamed. Honestly, thoroughly ashamed. It's not the state I left behind.
Oh, yes, Essie, thank you very much. For me, many people will ask, thank God you are here today. Many people will ask, say, not be small money, the former governor give her battle, make Abba fight like this. So, Your Excellency, last year I was in Greece. I visited Santorini, I was in Mykonos, and I was in Athens, the Acropolis. Yesterday, why the tour guide was taking us around the Acropolis, showing us places, at some point, I knelt down to pray for the success of Mowaa. I still have the video. I posted the video some days ago. I prayed in that Acropolis, Athens. I said, God, give us Mowaa. Your Excellency, the flight from UK here to Greece, my wife and myself were the only black people, all white. They were so excited to go to Greece. And we bought stuff. People were calling me, buy me something. We shopped, we spent money, we stayed in a hotel. So when I come out every day to fight, to go extra mile, to fight for this Mowaa, for this tourism, for this thing to work, people don't understand. Last time I was in Rome, we visited tourist centers. So some of our people, they don't travel. What they just do is they grab people's land, build 4 flats, build 2 flats. That's all. They don't travel. You can see my next question to you, because we don't know when we are going to get you, sir. Now, sir, we have over 4,000 people watching as live as we're speaking to you now. Over 4,000 people watching. People are trying to call in. Please, you cannot call it today, but you can send your questions. We have 2,600. We have 2,600 people watching on Facebook, and we have over 1,500 people watching on YouTube. In total, over 44,000 people watching you live. Let's see. My next question is, okay, why does the palace appear to be, with all due respect, I respect the palace, I respect the crown. I want to know, Elamo Gutsu, I'm from the palace. Why does the palace appear to be so bitter with you? I don't know if you want to respond or you want to just ignore this question, but I see that fight. I see that bitterness against Obaseki. What happened?
I'm surprised. I'm not aware that they are bitter. I think they are. Maybe you want to find out from them why they are.
No, we want to know if there are.
No.
If there are things you did that maybe we are not aware of.
Like I said, I'm not aware of any bitterness because until I left.
But are you aware that you were addressed as one Hitler? I don't know if you saw that video. Your name was mentioned.
Well, it's unfortunate because even if there's bitterness or for me, but I don't think I don't know why, and I don't even know why it should be expressed that way, because leaders must be able to express themselves and carry themselves in a certain way. So I've not seen it. I'm hearing from you. If it is true, then it's really unfortunate. So there's no basis for any bitterness.
Thank you very much, sir. Next question. Did you replace a functioning hospital? Because they said if we know we're not a go see museum, that is what this boy, there's this young boy who owns a tailor shop in Abuja called Kazim. That's what he keeps saying. People know where and they want to go museum. Did you demolish a functioning hospital to build Mowaa?
First and foremost, we did not demolish a functioning hospital.
Okay.
We demolished, somewhere that was derelict that used to be a hospital.
Derelict.
That is, the thing has become dysfunctional. It has become. When we got there, most of them were abandoned buildings. Okay. Yes, there was a hospital there, but post-COVID, we decided to build, a world-class hospital, not just build a hospital, create what you call a medical hub, like we have the education hub. So if you go to Stella Obasanjo, and this is where, this administration, I'm sorry to say, I have never really tried to address them, but the action they're taking about the health of our people, let me be kind and say leaves so much to be desired. Because the Stella Obasanjo Hospital, which we rebuilt, if you go there today, and I challenge them, they should get Edo people, not just independent people, to go with them, open up the place and see what you have there. And they've locked up for 12 months, have the best laboratory in the South. It has an MRI machine, it has CT scan, It has an ultra modern, what you call mortuary equipments, which this government has suddenly abandoned. They refuse to pay the contractors. They are focusing on the administrative building that will house Ministry of Health. The hospital is ready. We signed a management agreement with the best hospital group, Cedar Crest, owned by an Asian man. They terminated it. The health insurance arrangement we put in place so that ordinary Edo people can afford the kind of quality health care, they've abandoned it. You know, and I'm saying, why are you doing all of this? Why are you punishing Edo people? What have they done wrong? For 1 year, you shut down a hospital, you refuse to open it. Even the power supply, you cannot run a modern hospital today without reliable energy. We built a substation there from Osiomo. Now you have terminated the arrangement with that. How are you going to power the hospital with generator? I mean, this wickedness is not good. It is not good. Even if people did not vote for you, don't treat them like this. You know, try and win them. Maybe they can consider voting for you in future, but treating them like this is not right. So the issue of saying replacing the hospital it's crazy. Crazy. People should be talking about how people could have, you know, we're so wicked to now and not allow a world-class hospital to open and function. Now I hear they are now pilfering and stealing some of the equipment there. Why would you do this? Why? This is wicked. It's not good. You're not doing Obaseki. You're punishing the Edo people.
Your Excellency, this question is from a big fan of yours. He called me all the way from Australia. He called me and he insisted, because my plan was to just ask you 6 vital questions, because if we stream for another 4 hours, people will be asking questions, and we are taking 3 questions from the comment section. A fan insisted. He said, Albert, I'm a big fan of Obaseki since 2016, but there is one part of this conversation I'm finding difficult to defend. I know you don't talk, Crusoe don't talk, Obede don't talk, Shedra don't talk, Bale don't talk. Please ask Heshi. He said, did Mowaa usurp Benin Royal Museum donation? Do when we go back, yeah, be Mowaa. That is the meaning of this English. Did Mowaa usurp Benin Royal Museum donations?
First and foremost, thank God he's in Australia.
Yes, sir.
If the Australian government or any entity that can, you know, in Australia wants to give money, you mean they will not read? They will not understand the purpose for which they are giving the money? First, I cannot defend Mowaa because I didn't join them to go and raise money. They went out to independently raise money. When they asked the Edo state government for their own contribution to support, we gave them, right? So I cannot defend Mowaa because I didn't go around working with them asking for donations for them. No, they did. But the quality of people who gave them money are not stupid people. The German government, Ford Foundation, Mellon Foundation, these people control billions, so they will not know who they are giving what money to for what purpose. It doesn't. I mean, for me, I know that I left office. I did not receive one piece of paper. I've never seen a letterheaded paper for the Benin Royal Museum asking for anything. I've not seen a plan for the museum. But in spite of that, we're still ready to support because it's been promoted by our monarch. So if they've sent anything, if they had any requests, if they had any plan, let them share it. And let people see that, oh, truly, they didn't support, you know, something from the palace, and, you know, let us show it. I've not seen it. Maybe it exists somewhere, but I've not seen it. In fact, I've tried to call some members of the Royal Museum Committee to say, show me, give me what you have. Do you don't hold meetings? I've not seen anything. So how can you now claim that something that was meant for a Royal Museum for the public, we give it to somebody else? Is that possible? How can that happen? How can it happen?
In one of the videos they are circulating, I think it was one of these your end of year Alagodaro, where you promised to support the royal palace to build the museum. Why did you not fulfill that promise?
Why I didn't. The promise was still outstanding until I left. There was no letter, no request. You don't give somebody, you know, for it's government money. For me to disburse, there has to be a request, right?
Yes.
You know, there has to be a plan. You say, I want to build a museum. This is the design. This is how much it will cost us. Huh? This is the contribution we are looking for. There's nothing of the sort. There has been no requests, no design I saw. I asked Barrister Uge by SSG. I said, call the palace. Where is their request? Okay, even if they don't have, let them send us an account number. Let's send some money to them so that they can have some money to prepare these documents. I made that offer in 2023.
Is the monarch aware of this push? Is the monarch aware of your push?
Just don't take my words from it. Call Barrister Uge and ask him. It was SSG. Ask him. And if the Accountant General is bold enough, he will confess that it was in my office. I said, what is going on with this? Because you know me, I check on everything, on every project. So at no point, we've never seen a design. If there's a design, they should show. You know, that's what I'm saying. But I can go into the files and show you the designs, I show you the requests, and the update reports that Mowaa used to send to government every quarter.
Oh.
Because when I was in government, I knew that when I leave government, because of the way we run government, that questions will be asked about everything we did. That's why we prepared that 800-page report.
800
everything. Page transition report. And I said to the incoming administration, come, let us walk you through this report. And the first meeting, they were asking for sitting allowance.
Yes, my team were there. They refused us to stream the.
So they refused for us to hand over and to show them what we have done. They were just looking for money and asking for money even before they came into office.
I have 3 more questions. In the next 10 minutes, we should be done with this interview. Okay, let me just ask the last question so we round up this Mowaa because it's clear. And after today, I won't stress myself to explain this Mowaa matter again. Maybe Mr. Cruz will come in the attendance community and not there. Because if anybody asks me about what did happen, I said they carry about money go build. I'll say, please go to my YouTube. The video is there. Buy data. Go and watch that video. You guys can see there is this thing going on now in Edo. You know, the today get time, but with the social media, there is this, I think, little disagreement between our monarch and the crown prince Ezeleka. That even Ezeleka had to write a public apology letter, posted it on his Instagram to apologize to the father. And why apologizing to the father? He said the Oba should handle this current issue with sagacity. People are now saying, Obaseki says on Mowaa that you caused issue between father and son, that you are the reason why the Oba is having issues with the son, that you try to divide them with this Mowaa thing, like trying to work with the son to fight the father. You know, why that conversation? Is there anything you try to do to cause division between the father and between our crown prince and the monarch?
How will that benefit me? Why would I do that? So I also caused division between the monarch and his uncle, Professor Gregory Kenzwa, who was the chairman, who was the one that led the Palace Initiative. I don't want to get involved in family matters.
Okay. Yes, let's see. That is very, very clear. Okay. Yesterday, do you want to explain other transactions like Radisson, Osyomo, Benin Mall, and Edo Modern Refinery? This is not a small work you do. Like, we can spend the whole day talking about things you brought to Edo. But you know, Osyomo is currently having issues. I don't know how the management of Osyomo are trying to work around this whole issue, because there's a deliberate plan to crash Osyomo. I don't know if they enjoy our people being in darkness, because business owners, hotel owners have called me. They keep calling me Albert or don't stop talking. In fact, maybe next time we'll be part of the next politics, because for us, we say we'll not be politicians. Now, the actions of very few politicians are now crumbling their business. I don't know if you would like to explain Radisson, Osyomo, Edo Modern Refinery, Benin City Mall. Just touch it.
Please, when they call you again, tell them that they must now begin to speak. Because maybe when more the business owners, people who are affected, those airport taxi drivers who don't have enough businesses, those people who cannot start, they should speak up. And until they speak up and act, they should not blame anybody. Do you understand? A few people can't carry the burden for everybody.
Hmm.
The people who are creating this problem, there are a few you can count them. They are not up to 2,000 or 5,000 of them at most.
No, they're not.
So I don't see why 5,000 people can create problems for almost 3 or 5 million people. So if those if 100,000 people rise again, today, they will all run away and they'll behave properly. So don't cover up for them. Let them speak up for themselves. If you don't have lights, and you must speak up, you must act. You see, because if few people can't carry the burden, why you, Albert? And look at the threats. They keep threatening you as if it is your own personal agenda. How much you're not making money out of this?
No.
Because you just care. So you must now get our people to act for themselves. They must stop lamenting and keeping quiet. They must now rise. They must speak up. At the minimum, they should talk.
I think what some of them have explained to me, that under your administration, you were open to harsh and constructive criticism. In fact, we didn't even hear much of constructive criticism during your administration. It was all harsh. Obaseki, and you didn't go after anybody. So what they are not saying is that this government is a government of hoodlums. It's a government of the tigers and the lions. It's a government of the politicians that you said, no, this money I'm not going to let you touch her. Now they are not the one controlling the system, and they are ready to kill anybody to remain there. So they say they are scared.
How many can they kill? Now you will be scared and you will die in fear. How many can they kill? How many? So people should just learn to be bold. I tamed these lions and tigers. Where were they when I was in government?
Yes.
So, and how many are they? How many guns do they have? So people should just learn to take the responsibility for their lives, the future of their families in their hands. Nobody will do it for you. In all the countries where you've had change, the people have had to come out. So to answer your question, in the case of Osyomo, you people were there in Benin. You knew what we're suffering under BDC.
Yes.
Where for months on ends, communities would not have light.
Yes.
And then to connect communities, they were asking them to pay all sorts of ridiculous charges, right? And you remember what I did. But what is more important, we then signed what they call a power purchase agreement with Osyomo. We didn't put any money. The investors in Osyomo came and to say, look, if we generate power, will you buy? This is our tariff. And I did the calculation. I said, it's cheaper for me to buy these people's power than to be spending money on generator. I would say, yes, we will buy. We signed a power purchase agreement. When we signed that power purchase agreement, BDC then took them to court. And I had to go to Vice President Shibajo at that time. I said, look at what is going on. I don't have light. Somebody else said he will give us light. Yeah, the person, BDC is not giving me, he's not allowing other people to give us. That's why we started to fight BDC. I said, no, you must allow them. They said they own the whole territory of Edo State, and nobody else can come in there to supply power. And they were not supplying power. That was why we had that confrontation. And you remember?
Yes, when you walked them out of your office, BDC.
Yes. So we encouraged, supported Osyomo to say, we will buy power you generate. We'll give space and build, we'll extend your transmission lines. And we, government, will take at least 5 megawatts to start with. And by the time I was leaving government, our demand was almost 15 megawatts. And I said, but nothing is, for me, if BDC say they have come back, right, them, and they should compete. They should both supply power. And that way you now know that you will have certain 24 hours power. If this one is not serving you, the other will serve you, will switch. Why kill one for another? How does that help you? And then I hear now that, because there are things we put in place. Without electricity, you cannot. Take the government offices, for instance, right? How will civil servants who are working on the 10th floor of any of the building, farmhouse, or how would they be able to go to their offices without electricity, without elevators? I hear that you can't even pump water into those buildings, so they cannot.
How can you have ICT? How can you have Wi-Fi? How can you have broadband without electricity? Is it today, to this day and age, you'll now be buying diesel for generators? We had to scrap all those generators from government. By the time we did the numbers, we found out it just made sense to support private initiatives. And before I left, another group had come. They had turbines. They had about a 45 megawatt turbine in Benin. They were looking for gas. And I wanted to be working with them. Another different to say, yes, let us see how you can get gas so that you can, because the more electricity we have, the more industries that will come to Edo State. You know, they keep talking about who owns, who ownership. Even if somebody owns it, does that not bring food for everybody?
Yes.
So I think for mine, it's just the wrong focus. You know, you talk about Radisson. By the time, you know, from the day I was inaugurated in my first term, Protea, which is like a 3-star hotel, began to be sold out, right? The flights coming to be full. So you are building a museum, you are bringing in all palm oil investors from palm oil, MPDC is expanding. So you can see that the city, the state was beginning to see a revival. How can somebody be flying from Europe to say he's going to see a museum, and when he gets there, doesn't have a hotel of standard to stay? Does it make sense?
No.
So for us as government is to also encourage, create an environment for people to. We saw an opportunity with an abandoned project. We took it on. That project cost us only 2 billion, right? The Radisson, it was only 2 billion. Today, after they devalued the Naira, because Edo State government didn't go into own, we just went into encourage it, start it, and sell it to a third-party investor. We really had raised the money and said, look, give us at least 20%. So for only 2 billion, we have 20%. The loan and everything, we said, we took over all the responsibility and liability. So when they are making us, I'm saying, I don't know where you guys are coming from. So is it that you don't want a 5-star hotel? What is it that the real cash you put in was 2 billion from Treasury? And for that, you have 2 billion. And the valuation, when you finish, that hotel will be worth over 50 billion. So that is the height of finance. That's my work as an investment banker. They can't do that. So I'm not expecting them to. But you can't, you just, I don't know why, whether it is envy, I don't know whether it's an inferiority complex. I just don't understand why they should do this. It is so unnecessary. People have brought in the investments. You want more people to bring. When you treat the people who have invested this way, others will not come. And when you don't have investments, you don't have enough money to run your state. There will be no development. So, you know, I can go on and on, whether it's the oil palm. I'm surprised they didn't say I own all the oil palm too. Oil palm farms too, right? You know, or what else did we invest in? The technology firms that we invested in, you know? So my own is like, let us stop being afraid. Let us understand that you only die once. As we say, all die and die, right? But you will not sit down there and allow hunger kill you because of somebody's action. You force the person to do what they're supposed to do, right? So if a man decides not to be responsible, force him to be responsible. If not, then you know what, take the action you need to take. Do you get it? But don't let them behave as if everything is normal. They're doing so because people are just accepting it. If people don't fight back, they will not correct their course.
Just let's say in the next 5 minutes, we'll be done with this interview. You've done so well today. Friends all over the world, we have over 4,200 people watching on YouTube and Facebook, and I know that for the next miserable 4 years of the B7 governor, he doesn't have the capacity to attract this kind of audience. We have journalists watching from all over the world. We have different people. I'm very sure they are watching us in government house. They are watching us in government house like World Cup. Their party chairman has said they have no gear, they have no brake, and they have no sense. I'm very sure their party chairman have said they have no gear, they have no brain, and they have no sense is watching. I'm very sure the vindictive Adam Soshomole, who wants to encourage this government to destroy everything you built, is watching. Friends all over the world. I think when Aishi said we should fight back, we have started by constantly engaging these people online. You see what we are doing now? We are pushing back. We are fighting back. If we didn't fight back the Mowaa thing, the man for not carry bulldozer go there, but he doesn't know what is there. He cannot build. He can't build. So it's always let me destroy this. I cannot build. So, Your Excellency, when we come on, then we just touch these 2 areas. Your Excellency, you are currently doing a thank you tour, meet and greet to interact with your people. The question some persons ask is, why is he remembering us now? Why not do the meet and greet when he was in office? Why is he doing this tour now? Does he have political ambition? Does he want to be senator, president? Why are you doing the tour? We have over 4,000 people watching, and these people definitely are also waiting to participate, to be part of your tour.
Albert, you know, like I told you when I started this interview, For 8 years, it was non-stop action, right? I didn't have time for myself to do much, right? And you recall 2020, that election, talk back, what people did for me, for us, across the world. Edos came out and they stood their ground, supported and we won our re-election, right? And between then and when I finished office, I didn't travel. I couldn't go out to meet them, right? And it's not, I mean, that's not who we are. I'm not an ungrateful person. So now I have the time. I think I should it's not too late to go and say, I appreciate you. Now I don't need anything from them again. I'm not seeking another election. So this is why I'm going around to say, look, Wawese, your struggle was not in vain. Look at what we achieved. Don't worry about what is going on now. Evil doesn't last. Good times will come again. And also to encourage, when I went to Ireland, I didn't really appreciate how despondent, how discouraged our people had become. Because you see, many of them had started looking at how they would come back home.
Yes.
Many of them work so hard, and they were sending money home to build their houses, to build small businesses, because they saw an enabling environment. So many of them had already made plans that within 3-5 years, as they finished and they trained their children abroad, they are coming back home. And I was seeing what is going on at home, and the kind of lack of security and encouragement to businesses at home. They started becoming despondent. One of them said, one told me that, my brother, I don't know what to do again. If I had known, I would not have sent all the money I had here home. Now I've sent all that money home. I don't plan to live here. What do I do? So it was also important for me to go there and encourage them and to say, this is not the end. This will not last. It cannot last because it's not good. It's only for a while. So don't be discouraged. Let's keep up the spirit and let's watch what's going on and participate. And then it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. Change will come. Your other question about, do I have any political ambition? I'm a politician, but I'm not going to contest for Senate because I've always said it. I'm not like some people who told me, oh, how can I be governor? I haven't governed 3 senatorial districts. I finish. It's now going to be struggling to represent one. I mean, God always allows you aspire to something bigger and not only less than where we are at any point in time. So that's not my goal. But the fact that I am not going for Senate does not mean that I will not have the interest of my people at heart. And wherever I have the opportunity, I will not come out to speak for them and serve them. Right. So I haven't had the opportunity to serve, to be governor. I think it's a very unique one. And even if I'm not governor anymore, I should still look, after the interest of our people. Whenever I have the opportunity, I should be able to speak when I see something that is not right. I should also be able to work for anything I see that will benefit our people.
Basically, I've been in the last, I'm using 2 phones. I'm reading comments here on Facebook. I'm reading comments here on YouTube. You guys can see, no question here. Your people are just praying for you. They are hailing you. I'm not seeing any question. I'm not seeing any question.
I'm really blessed. I'm blessed to have the
they
kind
are
of people
praising you.
we have.
They are wishing that you can even come back to say, if the House of Assembly can maybe amend the law to say a governor that has served 8 years can still come back again to do another 8 years.
No. What we should do, Alvin, is look for young men and women like you and support you, encourage you, mentor you to take over. Because I'm sure you guys, some of you can do even better work than I've done.
Yes, you asked me this question before. You said, we're here. You asked me this question. The other question, and you said, you don't ask more. You say, why are you doing this? Why are you passionately fighting for your people? Thank God you are here. Do you know what they are saying out there? Hey,
that is how that for them. That is how they see life. It's all about money. They don't see beyond. They don't see the greater good. So don't be discouraged.
So friends all over the world, you just heard from our Ghana. He said, people like me. And people like me are out there. See, in 2015, I know they do social media before. I was on this political platform, reading is there people fighting Oshomole. I just said, okay, let me start adding my opinion. At least I know what they're going for Nigeria. That's why I didn't find my way doing social media. I never planned to be doing this. So friends all over the world, I encourage you, start speaking. I don't want to be the only popular person on the door space. Some of you are
Start
more
speaking,
intelligent.
Albert.
Yes,
Let them
yes, sir.
start speaking. Let them start getting involved.
Yes.
It's people like you, people who believe, who are ready to work for their people, that should come and represent us. Not what we have now, where we have cash and carry representatives at the local and state levels. Elections are coming soon. Let people that we want to see more public-spirited community representatives, people who will represent our community, come out to serve our people. It's not about money. Money will come later. You understand? It's
Yes.
more about service. There's no greater good than service.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Let me see. And don't wait. We know we have what we have today. According to my brother Joseph Bale, he said we have a gang. We don't have a government in Edo today. Imagine a state where you have Jared Tenebe as a party chairman who says their government, they have no gear, they have no brake, and they have no sense. Let's see. Maybe today, because they are watching us, the governor threatening that anytime I enter Nigeria, is going to send me to prison. That he wakes up at night to watch me. That he learns from me. And this is my organ, this is my mentor, this is my political father, this is the man that I look up to. Please, sir. Opolo said he listens to me and he learns from me. Please, sir. In 60 seconds, I beg, as your son, can you advise these people in 60 seconds? Just as a father, you are their father.
It's unfortunate. I just don't have any access because even the Apollo, I've never met him. I've never been in a room with him. I only see him.
You have never met
I've never met Apollo in my life. So it's hard to. I don't even know. I don't unfortunately have those links with them to even advise. But from for if they are listening, and it's like it's all about our people. It's about our state. It's about the future of our state. Tomorrow, when you are no longer there, you will be asked questions. What did you do for the people? That is what, and the time you are spending in office is so short relative to the rest of the time that the rest of God you'll spend in life. So you will be called to answer. So just understand that tomorrow must come. So please step back, reflect, think much deeper. Don't carry another person's hatred. Don't carry other people's problems. Focus on your own, and it is whatever you do or achieve or accomplish that posterity will judge you on. 4 years is a very short time, and when you leave office, that is when you will see many of the things you did not know, and it will be too late to say, "Oh, had I known." So my own advice is like this: listen more to your critics than to those people who come around you every day and are hailing you, because they have much more to offer you. I listened. I was criticized heavily, but I learned so much from that, and that was why I was able to do the things I did. And then nobody knows it all, and it's always good to rely on other people. And finally, you must ask yourself every morning, where am I going? Where am I going? Am I on the path to where I'm going? If you are not sure, sit back, call people who you trust and ask, are we where we are supposed to be? What are the people saying? Don't think you know everything and the people are stupid. Because when you leave office, you will then realize that the people are not as stupid.
Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the immediate past governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, will be in my city, the beautiful city. Your Excellency, have you been to Leeds before?
Not yet. Not yet.
So now your people, they bring you come Leeds. When Mr. Crusoe came, he said Leeds is a very beautiful city. And I know you will attest to that tomorrow. And our people are waiting to receive you. On Sunday 16, we'll also be in Manchester. Your people in Manchester, they're also coming out en masse to receive you. Your Excellency, I know you've been asked these questions in all this tour. Let me ask again, because we still have over 4,300 and something people watching. Do you regret? Because I know you supported your friend, a very intelligent man, which we know say, if now our guy asks when he may go down on the government house today, if you're too sweet, no, not that you order something from Amazon, tell me not deliver. What they deliver, what we ordered is not different from what they gave us. INEC. Do you regret? Because some people say, not going to go support ESA. Not the party can say it must be ESA. It must be ESA. Do you regret supporting ESA people to save?
Edo is one. Edo is Edo. Benin is Edo. ESA is Edo. Akoko Edo is Edo. Afema is Edo. Onwa is Edo. Right? So you cannot say that, why did you support one type of Edo person over the other? I have always said it. Edo is the only state in Nigeria that is named after one ethnic group. we politicians would like to divide each other as a basis for when we're struggling for political power. We'll say, oh, no, this one is this one is that one is not from our tribe. Then when it comes to your tribe, you'll say, no, it's not for, it's from that family. When it comes to your family, you say, no, it's not this woman that gave birth, So they will always look for ways to divide us. Because that is that's how they're constituted, to see how, they're always competing for power and they use anything. So Edo is one. Edo must remain united. What we have here in Edo today is how do we put our best forward, right? And Edo has good people from every part of Edo. Akoko Edos have brilliant people, Benin have brilliant people. So it doesn't, I have no regrets that, to build a united Edo, we must make sure that we get every Edo person to participate and feel that they're Edo, that they can be governor of Edo any day. In fact that, like you said, what we ordered is not what we received. It should not make us lose faith in ourselves and not make us reduce ourselves to bickering and unnecessary divisions. Edo is Edo, and there's nothing like Edo. So my final word is like that. We should look towards the future. Today we know. Tomorrow is what we should be more concerned about. We have all learned our lessons. We've seen how certain actions over the last 1 year have brought us to where we are today. The biggest challenge we face, and it's an existential one, is economic growth. How do we provide jobs? How do we provide food? How do we provide opportunities, particularly for majority of the people of our state who are young people? It's not going to be easy. It's tough. And politics alone cannot. We must engage with the people. We must engage with the people of Edo State. So I just want to appeal to politicians that at the end of the day, if we just don't want these things to break down, because if we're not constructive and we do not, put our energies together and focus on improving the lots of our people, if anything goes wrong, we'll be the ones that will suffer the most. We will suffer the most. I don't think we understand how bad things are, and that we just pray that our people don't snap. I know what I saw during sszust as a governor. I cannot pray for our people again.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. It's been a wonderful 1 hour 41 minutes with you. Your Excellency, we've been fed. We missed you, especially our people that have not had
it too. I missed you a lot.
Yeah, especially our people that have not had the privilege to meet you one-on-one. For our people in Rome, Torino, Scotland, Ireland, Canada, America, they've met you one-on-one. They've taken pictures with you. Trust me, a lot of you. You have the silent majority, and whenever they call me, I keep telling them
the majority not to be silent again.
Not to be silent, yes. I said, please, you stop calling me to pray for me and commend me. Use this energy to go to Facebook and speak. I will share your video. Tag me. Don't tire. So obviously, we thank you, and we also want to thank this opportunity to thank our big mommy, our first lady. We will keep calling her the first lady of Edo State because we never see replacement. Whether the one with the order for term will never come, we never see. So she's still our first lady. I want to sincerely appreciate her because you're looking. You are shiny. You're soft. You look 45. So it shows. Mommy is doing great. Want to appreciate you. Please, before our go, I want everybody to type. Obaseki is a goal. Just type in the comment section. I want to see it. Obaseki is a goal. A matter is a goal. Everybody type. Obaseki is a goal. A matter is a goal. Thank you very much, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you very much, and I love all of you. I love you. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of what you're doing. And just
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir. Good night, sir. Yes, sir.